How to use query objects and filters in Robot Schedule. Robot Schedule has the ability to query and filter many of the views and the reports that exist in the product. We're going to demonstrate today through the graphical interface in Robot Schedule how you can filter and query for data that meets your needs. As you know, Robot Schedule runs natively on IBM, has interfaces into Enterprise One and SAP on IBM, can run interactive screens with Robot Replay, and even go a step further and put agents on Windows, Unix, Linux, and now it can be your IBM-centric enterprise scheduling tool. But with queries and filters, they're there for you to find what you need, whether it's history or jobs, and you can run the filter feature through the GUI. The query object actually exists in both green screen and in the GUI. So you can build queries to find certain jobs, query for commands, query for reserved variables, put queries in front of your reporting. So why do we do this? You want to find a job with a certain command. You can do a partial command string. And you can find all the jobs that are using that command. Which jobs use a certain reserved variable? You can query parts of reserved command variables. You want to show the jobs assigned to a certain user profile or some other work management object. Queries are very helpful for finding your robot schedule jobs. So from the GUI today, we're going to show you how to use the query objects and the filter function. Let's start with filters first. If we go to all jobs, we have the ability to use a filter, for example, that's built in. So we can go out here and show all jobs that are held. These are all jobs that are on hold in my scheduler. Not a good look, but it's a test system, so I would expect that. I can also do things like show me all jobs again. And if I want, I can go build my own filters. But that's one place where filters are really helpful. If we go to job completion history and choose the filter feature here, again, we have a lot of the same things that we just saw, but we can have user-defined filters and we can create new ones. So I have one out there already. I'm doing filter by job name, but I could do status, group, submitted time, application name, agent name. I also have the ability to do many different things like is equal to, is greater than, or less than, all those items. What I'm doing is a contains. I find contains to be very helpful because all it really needs to do is have the word Tom in it for the job name, and I'll find it. So let's select that. And so now what we're going to do is these are all jobs that have the name Tom in it, and they've been filtered. Okay, so that's filters. You'll find those throughout the product wherever you see that, again, little sign, or you just got to know off of jobs that it's there. All right, let's look at query objects. Query objects happen to be both in green screen and query. They do function similarly, but obviously I'm using a GUI versus green screen to look at my queries. The first query I have is I wanted to find all the jobs in my robot schedule that had work active job command in them. So what I did is I did a command line type field like work active job with % around it. So that's going to find if work active job is embedded anywhere in the command, it's going to find this particular set of jobs. So if I do OK there, and what I have the ability to do is now view the query results, and then that will show me all the jobs that have work active job in them. If I just click on this particular job here, and as we come in here, we'll see, of course, it does have work active job. Okay, that's just one example of the use of that. We also have the ability to come down here and look for reserved command variables. So in this case here, I'm looking for any command that has a reserved command variable in it, and I'm finding it by looking for the @ sign. Now I could do @, but I'm going to just do @. It's probably good enough. So now if I again run that view results, pretty straightforward. There you are. Now something you might want to do is find all the jobs with a certain user profile. Let's take a look at this one. There's all the user profiles with the field Terry. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do. And if I come in here and run the results, I have a feeling I'm not going to find any jobs with Terry. There are none that match. Okay, so let's do this. Let's find, I can change this property and change it from Terry to Tom H, which is my profile. And let's see if I have any jobs out there. Okay, let's view it. Okay, I do. Okay, that's good, because what I want to do show you next is I could take and change all those. I can update jobs with a query object. So I can say, let's find all the Tom H, and if I wanted to, the new value is I could change it to Tom Low. Okay, and this would run through the database and perform the action to change all those jobs. Now I don't want to do that, but trust me, it will actually go through and change that user profile. So it's a good way of getting rid of a user profile that's assigned to robot jobs and you don't want it. Now, where else are queries used? Queries can be used in front of various scheduling reports. Not all, but some. So for instance, if I look at setting up this report to run, you'll see I can put a query object in here. So I could run that query against that command list. Okay, that's one example in there. Another area is in job history area. I could say job completion report. That's probably one that would make sense. And I can put a query object in there. So there are many places throughout Robot Schedule. You're just going to have to look around where the query objects are being used. But hopefully that gave you some insight into filters and query objects to help you find your Robot Schedule jobs. Thank you for joining me today.